What's up, guys? Welcome back to Purb Take. I am Nico Machurak, and I'm joined by Ben Macher, Jackson Presto, and Gavin Sakeley. And today, we're going to be talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly of the Pittsburgh sports weekend. Alright, so first off, we'll start with the good. We'll go right into Pitt. Ranked win over number 16 Georgia Tech on the road by 2 scores. Offense played great, defense played great. What do we think?
I think Georgia Tech is not a very good football team.
You could say that. They've been struggling over the past few weeks.
But it's a good win for Pitt. It's definitely a good win. I think Georgia Tech's they haven't really played anybody. They aren't who we thought they were when they beat Clemson, who was supposed to be great at the time.
Yeah.
But, Pitt can look to make the playoff or the ACC championship, which is very, very good accomplishment for them. But they have to play their probably hardest, besides Notre Dame, which they didn't try. Their hardest game of the season. So who knows what's to come.
Yeah,
I think that was a great game for Pitt. They showed that they're still a good football team. After last week with Notre Dame, Mason Heinschel really bounced back.
Mm-hmm.
They were it was 28-0 at one point.
Yeah, real early in the game.
It did come down to the wire after Narduzzi tried a fake punt
on 4th and 9.
Yeah, that was something.
I don't know what he was thinking.
And they didn't have Desmond Reed either, and so that was rough. But Jakiron Turner, he turned up. He did really good.
Yeah.
The 100-yard pick six
that was insane.
That was really good.
That really flipped the whole momentum.
Yeah, so they did catch some breaks, but they also wasted some opportunities at the end. But luckily, they did come out with the win.
One thing that, it showed in the Notre Dame game, and it showed again this week in the second half, was the offensive line struggling to keep Heinschel protected.
Yeah.
And when you struggle on the offensive line, you're going to have a hard time winning games. So to go beat Miami, the offensive line is going to have to step up.
Mm-hmm. It also doesn't help that Notre Dame's defensive line is that
incredible.
Good too. So.
Yeah, I think the freshmen had a great first half. Obviously, in the second half, they struggled with some stupid, maybe coaching mistakes or just bad play calls. But nonetheless, another good win for Pitt.
Yeah, the most importantly, it keeps their playoff hopes alive. It keeps their ACC championship hopes alive. But like we said, they're going to have to beat Miami, and then they're going to need some help from either Cal or Virginia Tech, because SMU or Virginia has to lose in order for Pitt to make the ACC championship.
I think that that loss to Notre Dame almost helped them. Having that out-of-conference game in the middle of the season.
It's almost like...
Because, I don't think they game planned for Notre Dame at all. I think they're like, hey, our route to the ACC championship and the college football playoff has nothing to do with beating Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So I think, they didn't think they had a very good chance of beating in the first place. So honestly, last week, they probably were watching more game film from Georgia Tech and Miami than they were against Notre Dame, and I think that really showed against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, because ultimately those are the games that truly matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Moving over to the other college football team in Pennsylvania, the inferior college football team in Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Penn State actually really dominating win against Nebraska, who's not a bad football team. And this really good run game from Allen and Singleton and a good defensive performance. What do we think about that?
This is what we've been looking for all year. This is a Penn State we've known for the past few years, last year especially. And with Terry Smith, they're saying hire him. You see all this stuff after the game. My thoughts on that are you got to do what your players want sometimes, maybe. But also, if someone better comes, I feel like you do have to hire him. You have to take everything. With their next coaching hire, I think you have to take everything into account. I think there are a few guys I'd want over Terry Smith. I think Dable from the Giants pretty good. Everyone's saying DeBoer from Alabama. I don't think that's possible. I think the offensive coordinator at Ohio State, and I think he could bring some recruits over. But in terms of transfers, if you keep Terry Smith, I think a lot less people are going to leave. But I don't know how good it's going to be in the long term. I think he is almost the opposite of what Franklin was, right? Franklin was a great recruiter and maybe not a great coach. I think Terry Smith's like a great motivator, and his players really do want to play for him. And I think we saw that in, the 5 games he's coached. And you're in a dying season, and I think the players played very hard for a team that is 5-6.
Yeah, you could say that, but then it's like, so they've already lost countless recruits for the next coming classes, and like with Franklin leaving, is that like all these players that are currently there, are they going to hit the portal because Franklin left? So when you say like all these players, like they want to play for Terry Smith, they want Terry Smith as their coach, how many of them are really going to be there next year?
I think if Terry Smith stays, a good amount. I honestly do. I think they'll still get less recruits. I think Franklin's going to steal the recruits, but in terms of the transfer, I think Terry Smith's going to get the better end of that with some exceptions. I think people like Tony Rojas, I think he's going to transfer based on what he's posting online. I think he's going to be out.
Yeah.
And there would be a few guys, and most of our guys this year were seniors.
Yeah, you're losing. So, like you lose
Aller.
You're both
Singleton, Allen. That's the all-time touchdowns leader, all-time
rushing leader,
yards leader. So it's going to be a struggle, but I think there's many good moves for a head coach that can make, and there's also some bad moves. And I think we need to know who is a better coach than Terry Smith and who is not.
Yeah.
I think they should give Smith one more year. They're winning with him. And he reminds me a lot like the Pirates keeping Don Kelly, too. Because he's good enough to get them by for one more year. But to sign him for like a 5-6 year deal, I don't think that's the right move. But to keep him for one more year, see if they do win games with them. Because if next year, if they do good with Terry Smith, more guys will recruit. They see like they're winning, and they're doing good with Terry Smith. So I think they should give him one more year just to see what happens.
And you can't say that they're back yet. Obviously, this season has pretty much been chalked up to a failure thus far. But you made a good point that he definitely has shown that he can win games with this team. And if people do want to stay with him and play for him, then he can definitely get him through one more solid year. And then if someone better does come around, we'd take him obviously. But they need to one more win this week or next week for a bowl game. But even then, the season overall, it's not been great. But yeah,
I think that's even a better point considering the coaching cycle this year. LSU and Florida are both more attractive jobs, and so probably more coaches have been fired in the SEC and the Big Ten than most of the past years. So. And there's many more attractive jobs, so, who's to tell, right? So I think it might be a good move to keep him for 1 year. I think that's a good point, but he may be the long-term option. He may not be. I think only the truth can tell that.
Yeah, there's a lot up in the air about Penn State going into next season and going into the end of this season. But moving forward, onto the bad, is what we could say. The Steelers lose another one to the Chicago Bears, 31-28, drops them out of the division lead. It's not looking great for the Steelers, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
This is the Steelers.
Yeah, what did we really expect?
Wheels falling off the bus. We know it. Happens every year. But shockingly, I think this is Tomlin's first losing season. I truly think it is.
Yeah.
They have to play the Chiefs.
They have to play the Ravens
twice.
The Bills,
and they have to play the Bills. They have to play the Lions. That's 5 very, very possible losses, and that could be a 7-10 team right there.
Yeah.
Does that finally push the management away from that allure of Tomlin's shiny, perfect record? I don't know. I think it should.
They need a change.
I think they definitely need a change. I think. In terms of the game, first half was great.
Yeah.
Second half, not so great.
The defense looked bad the whole game.
There was multiple
score.
plays where Moore was wide open in the middle of the field. No one even on him.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you just can't give receivers that, because then you see that, we run plays and it's no one's open.
You're throwing it up
Yeah.
to a fade with 2 guys on him. And
Yeah,
it's like,
but
what are
then
we
everyone
doing?
you play,
And then
the
against
middle of
us,
the field's
it's
wide open. Yeah.
Middle of the field's
I
wide
don't get
open.
it.
I mean, the Steelers are the most predictable yet unpredictable team at the
Yeah.
same exact time.
Mhm.
Going into this week, you'd think the defense is, even with the Bears' great offense, you'd think based on the last few weeks, the defense is going to be great. You think, I mean, the offense isn't going to do great. Mason Rudolph, in that first half, I mean, it worked out great. I think it was chalked up to a game plan. And I think in the second half, the wheels fell off the bus strictly because they were only throwing screen passes.
Yeah, and once that's defended, which it's not hard to defend,
Yeah.
if you can't force the ball down the field
Yeah.
in today's NFL, you're not going to win very
And
many
if you
games.
can't throw it over the middle of the field,
Exactly. You're not
all
gonna
their
win many
deep
games.
shots straight down the sideline, right?
And that's how it's been for the past 4 years.
I mean, we just can't adapt to how every other team in the NFL plays football.
And that's why you need the change, I think.
I would very much agree with that. I've been on the Tomlin fire page for years now.
Yeah, for a while.
Who would they
Yeah.
replace him with, though? That's the thing.
That's the problem, but that's the problem with any coach you
That
fire.
is.
It's like, who
I
you
mean,
going
it's
to replace
always
them
gonna be
with?
tough,
That's
no
why
matter
you... I mean, I think...
You need a good candidate, for sure.
And there's definitely candidates.
Arthur Smith. But, like, that's not better than Tomlin, though.
No.
I mean, any great coordinator in the NFL, honestly, I think they should have fired him and got Ben Johnson last year. It's probably going to go to the Steelers over anywhere else, strictly because of the job security.
Yeah,
right?
Would they be a good coach, though? That's the thing.
That is a thing.
Someone could be a great offensive coordinator, but be an awful head coach, just like Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Arthur Smith is
Yeah.
a great offensive coordinator, but when he was with the Falcons or the Titans, he just wasn't
Yeah.
good at all.
Yep. Yeah, a lot to be determined for the Steelers too, like Penn State. But real quick before we wrap up, talk about Penguins. Not a great weekend for them. They get killed by the Wild 5-0. And they lose the Kraken in overtime. 2 games they should have won.
Yeah.
Any quick thoughts about that?
I mean, the Wild, they're a pretty good team. I mean, they have Kaprizov, and they have a few other good guys. But, I mean, I feel like they could have won that. But the Kraken's not a good team at all. That should have been an easy win for them.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just a bad performance, and it's not looking good for the Penguins.
Yeah, they got to bounce back, but I mean, they're already exceeding expectations. But to hopefully see them keep not stay hot because they're not hot right now, but get back to where they were at the beginning of the year would be nice.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to see them use this easy streak that they have left to maybe get a few more wins before they get to that hard month in December, but
Yeah.
or whenever it is,
Yeah,
December,
it's December.
January.
December, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Purb Take. Once again, I am Nika Machurak, and I am joined by Ben Macher, Jackson Presto, and Gavin Sakeley. Thank you guys for listening. See you next time.